For most of us that might be familiar with the United States history, by July 4th, 2026, United States will be 250 years old since independence. United States got its independence in 1776, July 4. Out of the 250 years that United States has been in existence as an independent nation, 150 years of those 250 has recognized anyone born in the United States as a United States citizen. Once a child is born on the soil of the United States, is a United States citizen, irrespective of the citizenship status of the parents. In the recent executive order issued by the current president of the United States of America to roll back of that provision in the Constitution, which actually is under Amendment 14 of the United States Constitution. That executive order is being debated. So many non-profit organizations, some pregnant families, and you have some states that rose against that order. You now have district courts, putting an injunction on that particular executive order. The executive order was taken to the Supreme Court. As of today that I'm talking to you, the Supreme Court has made a ruling, and that ruling is this. The U.S. Supreme Court issued a significant ruling on June 27, 2025, related to Birth Right Citizenship. However, the court did not directly rule on the constitutionality of Birth Right Citizenship itself. Instead, the case focused on whether lower federal courts had the authority to issue nationwide injunction, placing a hold on that executive order becoming effective. So in this particular example of the executive order, the Supreme Court is aiming to limit the power of the lower courts from placing an injunction on the president's executive order, on a nationwide scale. Now, what that means is that going forward with this ruling is that whatever executive order issued by the President of the United States, no lower court can put a nationwide injunction on it. Meaning that if there is a case to challenge the executive order of the president, that challenge will be limited to that territory. What is the implication for an immigrant who is not documented or not yet a citizen of the United States of America? With this, it does not mean a total loss, but I am not a lawyer here, and this is just to educate us and for you to seek knowledge or get professional advice or seek a legal counsel on this issue so that you don't panic unnecessarily and begin to take irrational decisions about your family. What this means is that the challenge is still ongoing. There's no finalization on that executive order. But it's saying that if a state is not part of that group challenging the order, that executive order can take effect in those states. That's basically my understanding about that ruling. That those states who are not participating in challenging that particular executive order, that particular order will have to take effect in those states. So it's left for you to know which of these states are challenging the executive order of the president. So going forward, if there is an executive order by the president and you are not a party to those challenging that executive order, either as a state, locality, or on individual basis, whatever injunction on that might not be applicable to you, which means that every person, every locality, every state would have to fight for itself. Basically, that's what it means. Think about it. What steps do you need to take for you to ensure that that right is not taken away from you? Either you seek a legal counsel or you consider what state can be a safe place for you to claim the citizenship right for your children. That said, for knowledge sake and just for informational purposes, I'm going to list the states that are contained in this executive order. Come with me. You have Arizona, you have California, you have Colorado, you have Connecticut, you have Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, you have Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Oregon, Rhode Island, you have Vermont, Washington, Wisconsin. Those are 22 states currently containing. So that will tell you how you're going to plan your life and ensure that your children do not miss this great opportunity. Now, that's about injunction. The legality of the president's executive order has not been decided yet by the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court still has, an obligation to state, the legality of the president's executive order. So the judgment is about whether a lower court has that power to put on hold the president's executive order. So that is that about that case. And what can we learn from this? For me and you, it tells us that nothing in life is permanent. The Constitution of the United States of America has been in existence just as old as the country itself. And after 150 years that this Birth Right Citizenship has been in practice, there comes a president that is challenging that particular provision in the Constitution. It tells us that nothing in life is permanent, and that is why you have to plan your life. There will always be an emergency. So in a case like this, what are the options available to you? I've mentioned it. You see legal counsel, you begin to understand what impact this may have on you, most especially young families that are not possibly just either as a permanent resident or who are not citizen yet or who are not well documented, now continue to have babies in the United States of America. You have to consider what rights, are still available for those children or for unborn children. Begin to look at what possibility is available to you. And anything can change. And that is why, to be on the safe side as a person, please endeavor to do things right. Anything that pertaining to your stay in the United States of America, ensure that you are following the right path. You are not cutting corners because anything can happen tomorrow. And you might want to have something to justify yourself, to free yourself. Something as an evidence, either what you are doing right. For example, your tax filing, are you doing the right thing? Because anything can happen and you might need something to defend yourself as a person who is law abiding, who abide by the law of the land, who has not committed any crime. If you don't do things well and things were not properly documented, you won't be able to defend yourself. So friends, my advice to you, for anything you want to do, don't rely on your own understanding alone. Seek professional advice in terms of your finances, your tax situation. Consult with professionals. CPA, certified public accountants, not tax preparers. Consult legal professionals, not roadside practitioners. You want to ensure that you get proper advice that are verifiable and can be defended in the face of the law. So friend, just for you to take a note of that, as I sign out here, keep praying, keep believing in your God, keep doing the right thing, keep Keep your community. Be part of a community that can support you. Be part of a community that you can all stand as one to defend your rights. Don't be a lone ranger. Do well to seek for organizations that can help you in any situation. Don't sit on the bench. Seek for information and knowledge in every area. That is going to help you. You can't just rely on your own knowledge alone. Yes, the internet is there for you to do research. You have ChatGPT to do all those research to get more information and how to go about things. But those are just there as information. How do you make use of this information is key. How do you properly implement them to favor you? So my advice for you is to please seek professional guidance. Don't panic, don't fret, keep praying, and do what is right. Every time and always. Thank you.